Are you ready to get your driver's license? Coastline Academy Driving School offers everything you need from start to finish. Customized driving packages, road tests, and we even handle all your DPS submissions for you. Call 817-731-0200 today and use the code DRIVE25 for $25 off. That's 817-731-0200. Coastline Academy Driving School. All right, everybody, join me in welcoming Coach Clint Dunham to the Paschal Baseball Coaches Show. Coach, wow, the regular season is over.
It is. It's finally over, and it's my favorite time of year. It's playoff time. So
yeah, no doubt.
It's what we've worked towards all year. So excited for it to finally be here.
Yeah. So before we talk about postseason, let's go over the couple games that you had since we last talked. You had another doubleheader and combined score of 30-0. Wow.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. So really, really, really good week of quality baseball for us, capped off by a Monday game instead of a Saturday. So great week of baseball for the Panthers, and just really good stuff all around. The Poly game, you look up, and Owen Settle, again, just complete game, 9 strikeouts, and only 80 pitches to do it. So that was awesome, and 7-0. And then we just kind of blew it all up to end it. They were a little low on pitching for that second game, and we really, really took advantage of it. So it was fun to see. I believe just about every kid in the program, varsity, actually not just every kid on the varsity team played that night, whether it be game 1 or game 2. We had a couple pitchers got at bats. Alex Miller got his first career hit, which was awesome to see, senior. Junior Allen, he's got a hit as a pitcher, which was cool, but and then Matthew Hernandez got one of his first hits of the year and got a double too. So lots of firsts for some of the kids. And then Tex Shope and Anthony Riojas did a great job on the mound. So just a great night of baseball against Poly.
Nice. And then the last game of the regular season, Mansfield Legacy, 10-3, another good showing there. Yeah,
it was outstanding. And as a coach, you tell your kids you want to be playing your best baseball as you go into the playoffs, and the district kind of was hard to see where you really stand. And you get a team like Legacy who finishes a game behind Boswell in 3-6A to win the district and have been near a top 25 team in the state at times this year in 6A. So really, really, really good measuring stick for us. We saw it was a bullpen game for both teams, but I think we saw a bunch of arms that will be somewhat comparable to what Burleson will have. And I thought the kids swung the bats really well. I thought they ran the bases well. And I thought we played our type of baseball really well. And maybe the best part about the whole day I thought was the dugout. I think there's been times this year that we've kind of run into, maybe it's been a lull of a season where we've really prided ourselves in Paschal baseball being a fun dugout, a loud dugout, and I think at times this year it's been dead at times, just kind of due to the opponents and stuff like that. So had a real good opponent yesterday, brought up a JV kid. Brian Ozuna is awesome kid, loves baseball, but just a really, really, really good dugout presence too. And inserted himself yesterday just immediately, just loud and positive, and it kind of got the dugout going back to the way Paschal baseball used to be, and it's always been. So hopefully that continues, but it's fun to kind of get those young kids in the dugout for the playoff time and let them be a part of it and kind of find out where they can find a role on the team and add value. And I thought he instantly did that day one yesterday, so that was fun to see. Nice.
So if you could give your team a grade on the regular season, obviously we're not saying A+ means this team's going to win a state championship. I'm saying an A+ meaning they've lived up to what you thought they could do at this point.
By no means do I think it was an A+, and I don't think if you asked any of them it would be an A+. And I don't even think you'd call it an A because I don't think that it ended with a district championship, and that's what our goal ultimately was. So can't call it an A, but I think it's a really, really solid B. you know, but it's trending towards. Yesterday was an A performance, you know, and if you can continue to have those type of performances in the playoffs, we can play a really long time. So I think just you know, grades wise, you say, hey, where was it? We had some really A+ performances, but we mixed in some D's in there. I don't know that we had very many F's the whole year, you know, where you look up and you just get killed or you just had a really bad game. I think they've competed. They've been in really close games throughout the year. Even when we've lost, I felt like we were competitive in almost all of them. So that's been really nice to see. But really, really happy with the performance, but always, you know, just never satisfied with how good it can be. So that's why I'll never quite give it an A until we're there for that and ready for it. And that could be 5 or 6 weeks from now before we give out any A's.
Nice. We hope so. And talk to me about, you know, baseball, above all other sports, is a game of numbers. And it's a fascinating game because it has so many numbers you can break down. Talk to me about some of the regular season numbers.
Yeah, it is. Baseball's fun in that way. You can make somebody look like they're awesome or make them look terrible, and any way you want to twist those things. So I think that, you know, some guys had individually really, really good years, some really, you know, poor to their standards, but you look at it and they were still getting on base, or they still weren't striking out, and they're putting balls in play, or they're hitting balls hard, or some kids still score the runner from third with 2 outs, and that doesn't show up in a stat anywhere, you know, and all that stuff you look at as a coach, and you got to take that into consideration. But, you know, the stats everybody looks at and that appeal to them, I mean, in baseball ones that you know and I know, and it's, hey, what was their batting average, or their on-base percentage, and slugging percentage, and who had those extra base hits. You know, if you look at that, we really did have some outstanding years. Hudson Sharp and Truman Shelton both hit over 500 on the year, which was about as good as we've had in a couple of years. So that was awesome to see. Cookie Gerard hits 328, but hit 494 on base percentage. I mean, just incredible stuff. He, you know, you get guys who walk a bunch, hit by pitch a bunch, and all that stuff. We really look at guys who's walking and getting hit by pitches but not striking out a bunch, and you really try to make sure those guys are in there. So you get guys like Cookie's been on base 21 times via hit by pitch and walk, and that's about the team lead in that category. So that's really good stuff. Is just how are they going to find a way on base? Sebastian Perea, same thing. You look, and 13 hit by pitches, you know, and that's a ton of hit by pitches. It turns a 315 hitter into a 430 hitter on base percentage. So really good stuff this year from a lot of individuals. Owen Settle's done a great job on the mound. I think he's flirting with top 20 in the state in strikeouts. He's right around 70 of those on the year now for us, and just some really good stuff. Anthony Riojas, even 0 ERA on the year, just hasn't got as many innings. So, but does a really good job, you know, just finding innings for us and pounding the zone when he's there. So lots of really good stuff from individuals this year, and I'm excited to find out where that all stands. We have our all-district meeting is tonight, so I'll go to that, and we'll fight real hard to get those kids all those awards they deserve, because we got some really, really impressive numbers this year, district only and for the whole season.
Nice. And if you could, I want to focus on the seniors a bit, because for them, from this point forward, it's win or that's it for their high school baseball career. So call out some of those things.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's fun. I remember when I was a senior in college, and it was you start counting down. You're looking at the schedule, and you know how many games you got till playoffs, and then I just know from there every week was I just want to play another week of baseball, and I want to be on the field with my friends again for another week. And I told the kids, I said, get to be with your friends for another week. Get yourself in a spot where you get to get yelled at by me one more week, and just, you know, push it back one more week. And, you know, and those seniors are, you got ones like Cookie and Hudson who are going to go play in college, and I think hopefully Charles Witherington will also. So I don't think this will be their last run of baseball, but you guys like Jackson Dyer and Junior Alanis and Tex Shope who've been huge for us on the mound this year, and that's it. And this is probably it for them. So we want to see how many more outings we can give them. But you get great dugout guys like Scott Witten and Alex Miller and Griffin Shelton, who for sure aren't playing baseball after this, but love baseball and love being a part of Paschal baseball, and that's cool. And same with Anthony Riojas and those. So I want to make sure I'm and Edgar Lopez is one of my favorite kids to watch play baseball, and he's a senior. So don't think he's playing after this either, but he is a true baseball fan. So I mean, you just get lots of seniors who different kids, different ways. Sam DeWhite, same thing, is done playing baseball after this, but has done a great job being a pinch hitter, and I expect him to be that way for us in the playoffs too, and give us one more big at bat. So just all those kids have meant a lot to Paschal baseball, and you just want to see them continue to play, and maybe we can make it till they graduate. We'll see.
I love that. Yeah, and so speaking of playoffs, let's talk about Burleson. You've got a couple games at least against them. They have a very similar overall record to you, but talk about their district and what we expect from them.
Their district's a little tougher than ours, but at the same time, it's very familiar to us. I think if we were in that district, we would have competed very, very well. So I think it's a district that we match up with very well. I think you look at them, I feel like I'm watching us. I've seen them 3 times now and a couple more on video, and I just feel like I'm watching games similar to ours. They do a good job. Coach Crawford does a good job coaching them up. They play with a high intensity level, I think, a lot. And, they feed on momentum and energy, and they're going to bunt a little bit. They're going to run a lot. They're going to, look for a timely hit, and they're going to throw strikes. So I don't think they have anything overpowering on the mound necessarily, but I don't know that we necessarily do either most nights. So I think that it's going to be who plays the best defense, who gets those timely hits, and just plays the cleanest baseball this weekend. I think that's who's going to win this thing. I don't think anybody's going to come out and just hit a bunch of home runs or anything like that. I think it's going to be defense and pitching and timely hitting and who's locked in and ready to go for 14 or 21 innings.
Nice. And speaking of their team, are there any players that, as fans attending these games, we should be paying attention to on their side?
Yeah, I think so. Isaac Darst is one of their arms I know of. I think his name's Isaac's first name. Darst is one of their arms going to, I think it's West Virginia Wesleyan. Another kid I've seen twice now on the mound is not bad for him either. Carter Hall, I believe, is going to Blackburn College. I think it is. Evan Hill was the other arm I've seen a few times, right-handed pitcher. So got a big first baseman who hits in the middle of the order for him, Ty Freeman. So I think they're a good baseball team, but like I said, I think they're a very beatable baseball team when we play our best. So we'll see, and I'm sure they feel the same way watching us. So I'm excited for it. I think it's one of our, just matchup-wise, where we've been in the past, and when you look at our opponents, I think it's probably the best, most evenly matched matchup we've had in 5 to 6 years. So excited for it, and hopefully the kids are, and the goal is multiple rounds, and Burleson's just the start, hopefully.
That's right. And the first game's at Burleson, and then you play one at home, right?
Well, so actually, because weather's in and neutral sites, typically what you'll do in these things, we are actually, all 3 games are at Saginaw High School. So we are
at Saginaw. Officially the home. I got it.
So we are just, we'll be in the first base dugout all week. They'll be in the third. We will be the home team on Friday night. They have it Thursday. And then if it's 1-1, me and Coach will flip a coin on Friday night after our game and decide who the home team is Saturday.
Got it. And if it's 2-0, there'll be no third game.
Yeah, hopefully no third game, and that would be awesome. But if it takes that many, it takes that many, and we'll go from there. But it's ideally it would be great to go Thursday, Friday, and maybe go scout your next opponent on Saturday if that's our.
There you go. And have you looked ahead at the bracket to see who you think would be next?
You try not to, but just at least the next round, Colleyville Heritage and Granbury play this week, and they're just down the road literally 2 minutes down the road at Chisholm Trail. So not far away, and they play right at same time as us. So we'll be following those scores if we win games, and we'll go back and do a little research on them, and maybe we get to talk about them next week.
Sounds good. Well, best of luck this week. Hopefully it's a 2-0 sweep, and we're talking about our next opponent.
Thanks, Chris. We'll take it any way we can get it, and hopefully we're talking next week about a round 2 matchup.
Hey, I want to thank you for listening to the Paschal Baseball Coaches Show and remind you to get out there and support your Panthers. Get to their games, let them know that you are rooting for them. Share this show and let everybody know about Paschal Panthers baseball. Lone Star Gridiron is looking for interns. Over the years, we have helped dozens of students get jobs in sports media. If you want to shortcut your path to a career in sports media, click on the internship link on LoneStarGridiron.com.